Welcome to an all-new episode of Figure It Out. Anyone who listened to me and Joel's podcast the other day, I called that podcast Figure It Out because I was just so excited to do this episode. But we took a week off, but we are back, and there is so much to unpack. So I want to, before we get into things, I want to introduce the panel, starting off with Pete. What's going on, Pete?
What's up, everybody? I was a little under the weather this week, so I missed MCR. I hope you guys had a great show, and I'm very happy to be here. Salud, everybody.
We were very much divided. Some people took filler as a
if we talk about it, that's about where I'm at. So
okay, all right, we'll make sure we talk a little bit about it on this episode.
I'll be brief, I promise.
Filler's not always a bad thing. People take it as like when you say something's overrated, it's just like you feel as though it's not as good as other things. It doesn't mean it's horrible.
I like the fact that you are always a very positive individual. It's a nice stark contrast to my usual bleak outlook on life.
Which is hilarious, Pete, because Joel would tell you that I am the opposite of positive. I always find the negative.
Yeah, this is true.
Joel would go, no, he's very negative. Very, very, very negative.
That was the most negative take I've heard in a while, Joel.
So yeah, I definitely can't lie about that. I'm more optimistic now, but no, I'm very negative. Jaydee, what's going on, man?
What's up, everyone out there in Streamland? How we doing tonight, eh?
Oh my!
Wow, Constantine, I like it. Can you keep that up?
You want me to do it all night? I do it all night. Here we go. How we doing? You all see me when I'm drunk and I get the stuttering out there. You know what I mean? It makes it that much more authentic. You know?
Yeah.
Wait a minute now. I have to pose this question. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jay, what would your dreadnought name be?
Oh, see, that's funny. Yeah, it would be high hat. You know what I mean? On a matter of I ain't got a big yank. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a bit on the nose, but here we are.
Joel, you now have to top that. And last but definitely not least, my brother Joel. What's going on, man?
In no way possible can I top that. That is untoppable. As positive I am, I'm positive I cannot top that.
You could try.
You could have tried.
Walk me? Is that what was that?
Yeah, there we go, Joel.
It's what it's your mate. It's better cook, mate. There you go. You go right here, mate. You know what I mean? You got to try it like Ray Winstone. You know, if you can get Ray Winstone, and what was that? What was that movie you made where it was all CG? You know, it was that old movie. What was it?
I tell you right now, the way you sound, Jaydee, you're making Idris Elba really proud. Idris Elba sounds. But because we got so much topics, I want to integrate some toys at this beginning because it leads us right into my first topic. Pete, I did something I promised myself I would never do.
Oh, I love this. I love the beginning of this.
And I always told myself if I
got himself a Prince Albert.
Right? If I got into these classified series, I would start off with Duke, right? I did not because Pete was ringing in the back of my head. Of course, the first figure that I got was Pete's guy instead of my guy. But I will say, though,
who's that?
Flint.
It's Flint.
Flint. Nice.
Flint.
The shotgun that you can put in the back holster is one of the dopest goddamn things ever for this figure, man. I love it. I love it. I just hate that this doesn't come off.
That should come off.
His webbing?
Yeah.
The flak vest.
Okay.
And then, of course, to complete it, gotta do the.
That's why I didn't recognize it.
I love the way the beret is removable. Actually, it's a really nice touch.
Too.
Yeah,
and
that's nice.
You know, I'm holding off on Duke for right now, but there was no way in hell I was going without my boy Snake Eyes.
Which is it a new set?
Is that the regular classified or is that the movie one?
Okay, no, this is the regular classified. The movie one doesn't come out till August.
Okay,
nice.
And I will say this: I don't know who keeps doing this, But I do not like Snake Eyes having this kind of sword. I don't know why I hate it so much. But
I like it.
Oh, that's
I
the
really
hilt.
hate it.
Oh, that thing. Okay, it looks
Yeah,
like a
that it's
scimitar.
almost a scimitar.
Yeah, it looks like a
Yeah.
scimitar. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
I
do like the sheath. I think the sheath is dope.
Yeah, it needs to get wider because it's so damn much. It's so,
Yeah.
so wide. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I do love that. So talking G.I. Joe will obviously lead us right into
Joe.
the new Snake Eyes trailer.
Can I make a GI Joe edition since we're on the GI
100%.
Joe topic? Before we get into that,
100%.
I was looking for something that I know Pete would like, being a GI Joe fan, and that is the old GI Joe classified comic,
Wow.
right?
Bro,
So
Battle's great.
Destro has been a daddy all his life. Like
listen,
that is major dad vibes.
I
Like,
want to do like this Destro appreciation post because he got the girl. You know what I'm saying? He made his money.
Yep.
He made his own business. He had his own team, and he stayed out of the politics of what was going on between Serpentor and Cobra Commander. He didn't want nothing to do with Cobra at all. He said, F you, I got my own business. I'm going to make my money. And he had, let's be honest, the baddest bitch in all of G.I. Joe. I'm
Yes.
sorry,
Yeah.
Scarlet. Baroness was
oh hell yeah.
chef's
Hell
kiss.
yeah.
All day, every day.
Albeit this Snake Eyes movie isn't really helping in that because man, this
Woo.
Scarlet good.
Oh, no. Not compared to what I discovered earlier today.
Of
How
Baroness.
that hot chick from Spain that was in Money Heist on Netflix, who looked like plain Jane Doe,
He is beautiful.
turned into one of my newest, hottest addictions. I mean, we got to see if the movie goes to it. Oh, dude. I kept replaying those 5 seconds where she walks out, at Snake Eyes, bro.
You
I
know,
was all over
what
that.
I'm not prepared for? I'm not prepared for when we come in here to review Snake Eyes, right? And I'm just like, yeah, Snake Eyes or Andrew Koji. And then JD's just like, I'm just letting you guys know this will be an hour of me just talking about the Baroness.
Yeah, let's call that right now.
Any other character, just the
Let's call it right now, baby. There is no doubt about that.
You know what? I'm
gonna
see if we can work the media circuit for when Snake Eyes comes out. See if we can maybe get her on an episode to figure it out for like a.
Tell her I said, what's up? I'll speak to her. I'll do a private interview with her in just Spanish. You know what I mean, baby? Porque yo puedo hacer eso también. You know, I am the man of tongues, papa. All right? All right? We don't just get caught in it. You know, puedo hablar en español también.
JD, don't try to seduce us, okay? Save that.
I will do that to her. Listen, but you got to give me advance notice so I can make sure I do it when the missus is not around. Or B, go to Pete's place and be like, hey, baby.
Wait, hold on. I'm just picturing it now where JD hears footsteps and next thing we know, we see this. Where the video just goes. We're like, oh,
yes,
what happened? What happened?
It was just another black guy.
Wait, time out.
That is a possibility.
It comes back on. He has a black eye. He's just like, I gotta go, guys. It's like, what did we do? But no. So Monday we got the all new trailer for Snake Eyes. I told you guys.
I'm sorry. Before one more thing.
No, go ahead.
One more thing.
Yeah,
since we're showing off, because this is a figure show. All right. You went into the big classified, and everybody knows I'm done with the classified. As tempted as I was to order Snake Eyes with Timber, I'm not going to do it.
Really?
I didn't pull the trigger on it.
I'm getting it, JD. I'm
because,
sorry. Looks too good. He looks.
I found something that I always wanted that I never got, and I'm excited that it is in the retro line. But I came across the retro
Striker. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just say this. This is gonna sound really mean, but GI Joe back then had some of the most basic concepts for their cars and shit. It was just like it drives. That was their mindset. It drives.
It was legit military vehicles until like later on down the line where they ran out of ideas.
Yeah, I swear my uncle has a Jeep just like that in Puerto Rico.
Right?
I swear to God.
Man, military surplus went down there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hello. They had the base over there that
they used to test, their
awesome.
missile strikes. But
I'm just imagining
that's another story.
I'm just imagining when they were designing it, like the lead designer was just like, all right, man, whatever. Like
what do you got? Yeah.
Like I don't have anything better, so sure, just throw that shit out there.
He's like, I saw this on base. Hold on.
Right. By the way, I've been stalking Hasbro, Jaydee. They, I know this isn't really up your alley because you do like the 3.75, but Mando ship. I keep forgetting the name of it.
Razor Crest.
Yes.
Yeah. Right on.
It's coming out for 6-inch.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, it's coming out.
That's gonna be big.
And that shit was huge. That thing was huge. But
dude, if they crowdfunded the last one, what are they going to do for the 6-inch one?
The 6-inch one, I don't know. When I watch it, it made it seem like it was going to have a regular release, like not the. You got to be part of the crowdfunding, and if not, you don't get a you don't get a leg in. But when I say this thing was detailed, the there's like the when you carbonite someone, there's like plenty of those that slides into something.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
The weapons rack, the weapons come off the weapon rack. There's a spot where you could put Grogu for like him to sleep that like comes down.
Oh, that's cool.
It was so detailed. I was just like, this is
Speaking
gonna be
of
all
big
my
shit,
money. I'm like, it's gonna be all my monies.
Probably gonna be like Thunder Tank level expensive, like that.
Oh my God.
Range.
Yeah, for sure.
But speaking of big shit, did you guys see that sculptor that made the fucking 2-scale, like to the He-Man Met Classics line? The 2-scale Castle Grayskull. This thing's like 6 feet tall.
Yeah. Really?
It's amazing.
But I don't think
I'll find pictures. I'll send them to you.
See, but there was somebody who was doing that already, bro.
I think it's the same person. Like it's like been pictures like through the stages of completion.
Okay.
I think it's a woman.
From Argentina or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
I think it went to Pixel Dan.
That sounds about right. Yes.
Because
like the finishing touches.
I remember that mouth was different. And the 2 fang teeth were huge, and there was no backing to it. They just used like a black fishnet mesh. It was all front facing. Mm-hmm. There was no
Okay, you're right. Because I've never seen any pictures of the back of it. You're right.
Okay, yeah. If this is the piece that I'm thinking of, the guy online that reviewed it, he got it. He put pictures up from when he commissioned it, and then pictures from when it came in. But I saw it again the other day where somebody put the elbow joint He-Man, right? The new Walmart He-Man.
Yeah, you put it right in front of it.
Yeah.
And you really saw the scale of this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the same one.
Yeah.
That's crazy because I don't think anyone will, but what the Razor Crest is going to cost and what you're saying about this He-Man set, I'm going to see if anyone's interested in donating to a GoFundMe. It's 100% for these figures. It's nothing like in my personal life, like a tragedy or anything. It's purely to fund my figures.
Well, when Super 7, Juwan, did the Snake Mountain crowdfunding, I think it was like, yeah, bro. And they still fucked up. $650, Juwan. Yeah, they still fucked up. So one of the coolest things about the Snake Mountain playset was it had a wolf head mic, right? And you could change your voice and sound like this spooky creature. So they put the wolf head mic in it, but the microphone piece didn't work. They still used the same unit, and you couldn't close the Snake Mountain with the mic still in place. So you had to put the mic like just tuck it in to the second level. And then there was like a cage feature on the bottom, the first level in one of the corners. And you couldn't put any of the figures in there properly because there wasn't enough width space in there. So it's like, on the front part of it, there was an indentation. And so the indentation laid out in the cage. So you couldn't get all of the classic figures into it.
That sucks.
And close it properly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's messed up, bro.
Sure sucks. You don't get many sets anymore. They don't really do sets anymore. They
because
really
of the
don't.
cashish, bro.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I kind of feel like all it takes is a really good sale on one for a lot of people to go, shit. All right, let's get back into this. And I'll just let these toy makers know we
I mean,
just do it for us, and I promise you, we
Like,
will sell the hell out of that thing.
the newest GI Joes that come out were, Barbecue and Clutch with the Vamp cycle.
Right.
So they're slowly working their way into the vehicles. Like they gave Baroness a motorcycle, like a random fucking Ghost Rider repaint motorcycle.
Yeah, I
but
saw that.
This is the first GI Joe motorcycle, like the first shit. So we're getting there. People buy this shit, and I mean, I think Clutch is sold out everywhere. So
they're not doing everything, because like when you go to He-Man, right? You got Prince Adam with the Sky Cycle thing, but that was part of the full Battle Ram unit,
right?
And we're not getting the full Battle Ram unit, and then you get the Wing Raider, and then you get I really don't like Battle Cat. I think Battle Cat is shitty. Leave me with the old He-Man stuff, and I'm happy. The new ones just aren't popular.
You talk about the retro play one, like that you're happy with. I am I'm looking forward to now the Revelation figures. They look really nice. And
Agreed.
The Battle Cat one I think looks fantastic too. It's a nice mix of the old school and the 2000X series with like the different plates, armors on and everything. And they're slowly starting to kind of trickle in. One of my buddies up in Boston just picked up 3 Skelegod figures, which like I guess Skeletor's final form or something.
I love
One
that.
of them is mine, so he's sending that shit to me. So I'll have that for you guys as soon as it arrives. But I said this on the last episode of the Basement Show, I'm really happy with the face sculpts. Like when I first saw them, they were super blurry, they were low res pics, you couldn't really tell, and they look kind of shitty. But seeing them, like, yo, the face sculpt is really nice on He-Man. I'm way more impressed with that little, whatever it's going to be, $10, $20 toy than I've been with the Super 7 or the Filmation versions or the He-Man Classics or anything so far. I think this is the best face we've had on He-Man ever.
I am curious the toys that they end up making from Kevin Smith's series.
Run.
Yeah. I'm really curious. Because to me, He-Man, like I would like a He-Man that is just more the articulation of it is just a lot better. Like it's not as big and bulky.
Yeah.
But, like I would like it to kind of work itself more like, a regular figure would.
Right.
Because there's just something about him being just so massive that it's like, all right, we get it. Like me and Joel always say, when you look at the size of a character in the comic books, we don't always need that translated in live action. They don't always need to be that big. It just doesn't. It doesn't look the same.
Like when you look at it, right? These guys were easy to reproduce. They really were, right? All of the villains on the He-Man had this weird 3-prong triangle feet. You know what I mean? All of the heroes had the booty feet.
Yeah.
Right. Some of them had the claw finned hands. You know what I mean? Almost all of them had the same style of sword holding hand. And then you just
I will
rinse,
say,
wash,
hey, you know what to call that shit. That's the Kung Fu grip. That's still always going to be the Kung Fu grip.
I was just about to say, he could hurt somebody with that thing. But to bring it back to G.I.
G.I. Joe. Yes.
No, to bring it back to G.I. Joe, I have Lady J coming tomorrow. I did like the way her figure looked for this run. And I'm kind of like, she doesn't get enough love out here. We always do go to Scarlet and Baroness, and it's just like Lady J. Oh yeah, that's right. She is attractive.
I think Lady J had more TV time though.
Yeah,
Scarlet.
100%. Yeah, for sure.
She's gonna lead that live action show.
Oh,
I am curious if they're gonna hold off on that, so they see the numbers of the Snake Eyes movie.
Okay.
Because I would assume a casting should be soon. Should be like very soon.
I hope whoever is casted as Lady J just has that smoker's voice. You know what I mean? That Lady J.
Why?
Really,
Dude, Lady J had that smoker's voice that was sexy as a kid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She could sing Black Velvet like a son of a gun.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
You
boy.
knew that was an older actress that did Lady J. She'd been around the block.
I
Baby.
tell you what, that
I'm all about that.
that must be a back in the day thing, because I can tell you now, there is nobody of today that wants a smoker's voice or an attractive woman. Oh, I couldn't even picture. I'm trying to like picture someone I find attractive, and if they sounded like that, could I
get it, because you know, Cardi B's voice is the most soothing sound in all of nature today.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, God.
I'm not even gonna go there for my thoughts on that. But anyway, back to the Snake Eyes trailer. I was telling Joel, this is what they should have started with.
Yeah.
Because it was way more fleshed out, and you have an idea on what the story is.
Yeah.
There's way more action. But that 55-second spot, for anyone who came out negatively against it, I understand. It's like you don't have time to play. Like, this is something you gotta hit out the park.
Yes.
You can't cut any kind of corners, whether it's marketing, whether it's your toy set, whatever it is. You just have to hit on all cylinders. So watching this, I immediately told you guys, I take back at least 55% of the negative shit I said, because now I see now. I see a lot better. I still don't like the visor coming down. I still don't really like the FaceTime. But to me, no. Yeah. But I do like the background for Snake in Storm Shadow. And I told Joel, it very much looked like Warrior meets Snake Eyes, because Andrew Koji very much felt like his character from Warrior, just flipped and given to Henry Golding. But I love it, and I was telling Joel in the group chat, I love that Andrew Koji's Storm Shadow was saying how they've been around for the Rashikage have been around for over 600 years. And in the 600 years, the Joes have always been their allies. So I was like, okay, I wonder where in that 600-year period, they became allies. Because like Joel was saying, it's very hard to believe that for 600 years, G.I. Joe has existed as an organization. So like, yeah, 50 to 60 years out of that 600 would make more sense, but not
they were the blue. They started the blue coats and shit, right?
right. Yeah, Joes were with like George Washington and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
The average Joes,
right?
Yeah, the average Joes.
Dodgeball.
I love this very much. It looks like the Red Ninjas are indeed the villains, like we speculated forever ago.
Red Ninjas.
Well, the toy line for them is legit just Red Ninjas.
Gotcha.
But I'm sure they'll have something more creative for them. But this looks really interesting. I still have no idea where. I guess because Cobra's coming after the Arashikage, the Joes send Scarlet to help out. Really curious on when they were writing this, how just Scarlet came up. Like, they need help, so just send Scarlet. Like, don't send anybody else. Just send Scarlet. She's good enough. She's got it. I will say her action scenes look very crisp. Pulling out the daggers from like her suitcase was really awesome. I don't know. This looks really good. It really does. I'm excited for it now. Jaydee, I'll go to you first. Did this change your mind at all?
It did, because I was negative against it. I was one of the people along the lines of when they hold trailers back this long, there's something fishy. August releases, usually not the strongest releases of movies, which could still be a possibility.
It
right?
comes out in July.
Oh, I thought it was August.
Next month.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there have been times where movies were hyped up and the best scenes we got were in the trailer. Yeah. So that could be a possibility. I am hoping for the best. I've evened out. Because I was all the way in the negative. So I'm borderline right now, which is a good thing. Mm-hmm. Based on this trailer. But I'm wondering with the little Hydra Hydra, excuse me, Cobra button, right? But that's because it's out of my head. Are they going to go the Hydra route? You know, are Cobra agents going to be sleeper agents within the rest of, you know, this universe? Have they infiltrated regular parts of society? Are they going to Tomax and the Zaymot, where they're, you know, accountants, but, you know, high-end accountants and stuff like that?
I like that idea because the first thing I thought when I finished this trailer was Storm could very much have been someone that Cobra got to at some point, and he was very much a sleeper agent. And it's the big at the end where he screws over the Arashikage for Cobra. That was the first thing I thought, because to me, I don't want any kind of brainwashing Storm Shadow. I don't want that. To me, I feel like that's very lazy. I want it to be something that he agrees upon, to where he thinks the Arashikage are going a route that he doesn't like. So he'd rather screw them over and destroy it than to see it become something it shouldn't be.
I'm just hoping
for the trailer just came on. That's crazy.
Look at that. I'm hoping for one thing that, if I'm still borderline or if I'm in the negative, would put me into the positive. And it is to complete the trinity of Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and Stalker. Just show me somebody, you know, an agent, somebody who maybe finds Storm Shadow after he gets disfigured, hopefully at the end of the movie. Sorry, not trying to sound like a pessimist, you know, but show me that connection. Show me Stalker. You know what I mean? That for me, and I think for maybe a lot of old school Joe fans who were definitely comic book fans, would be like, okay, you're doing your best to find those little nuggets. You don't got to make a big storyline about it. You know, you don't even got to call him Stalker. You just got to show the guy, say his name, stuff like that. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but way back when, I always wanted to see just Wesley Snipes pass by in the background of any Marvel movie. He doesn't have to say anything. Just give that Wesley Snipes smile, and he's wearing sunglasses.
I will say this. It would never work, but the first thing I thought when they casted Mahershala was, you know, the role that the old white dude had in Wesley's
Whistler?
Blade. Yes. I was like, Wesley could do that. But I think that might be too much on the nose, and I don't know how you sell it with Wesley, but to me, I'm like, something like that would be like an not all black, but like a majority black Blade to me.
Oh, you could say all black, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
It would be pretty dope. So I'm like, yeah, he could be that character. I don't know how you sell Wesley on it.
Right.
Well,
you know what? It's not hard to sell Wesley, because I don't know if you guys watch What We Do in the Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
I love What We Do in the Shadows.
Right? Did you see the season finale of season 1? Excuse me, the mid-season finale, where they were judged, where the Staten Island vampires were judged by the vampires, and they had a lot of different vampires in cinema. You had Pee Wee Herman come back from his Buffy role. You had Tilda Swinton pop up. You had Danny Trejo pop up.
Yes.
And then you had Wesley Snipes pop up through Zoom. And it's like, oh God, this was awesome. So if Wesley's willing to show up, you know, on camera, I don't think it'd be that hard of a pull to get him.
That's fair. I will say that I'm with you. I'm really interested as to why Kimiko is where they went for a character in this Snake Eyes movie, because it reminds me of Renegades. She's that character is in Renegades. Is injected into that storyline between her and because I think she was the Hard Master or the Blind Master's granddaughter.
Okay.
And I think she thought Snake killed the Hard Master, so she sided with Storm Shadow. Only for later on, you know, she realized like he didn't kill him, so she kind of was more even keel to both of them. But she found out it was more Storm Shadow's fault than it was Snake, so she took on like this tech suit, this tech ninja assassin suit, and she was trying to kill Storm Shadow and Cobra. So I'm really curious why they went with that character.
Is that who became the Lady Snake Eyes?
think so. I think so. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I don't remember how. You mean in Renegades?
No, the comic book about 2 years ago, they were saying Snake Eyes was dead, and they were showing a female Snake Eyes.
I don't think it was her. It could be, but I don't think it was her.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm really interested as to why they decided to go with that character. If it was one of those someone just created a new character kind of thing, because she does remind me of the character from Renegades. So I'm curious as to that. But Pete, I'll go to you next, man. You feel any different on this movie?
I do actually. I'm not happy.
Oh, what?
I'm not.
Really?
To me, it looked like Storm Shadow all of a sudden is leading the Arashikage down like a Yakuza kind of path. And
yeah,
I'm not really feeling that. I don't find that there's any honor in that, and the Arashikage are all about honor until he, screwed up by bringing them toward Cobra. I think adding a Yakuza kind of mafia aspect, at least that's what it looks to me. I don't know. I feel like it's just an unnecessary path to darkness, if you will.
Okay.
I don't like the idea that Snake Eyes is just like this lone wolf fucking cage fighter, like
fisherman.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched it and I definitely did not hear the aspect of the Joes and the Arashikage being, friends, companions, compatriots, whatever, for 600 years. I like, what are we going to go back to, like, the Dark Ages and it was G.I. Joes? Like,
wait, hold on. To be fair, Pete, because that's exactly what Joel said. I think, because he did say it, so I'm not making that. He did say it. But I think it was a contextual thing. I think what he was trying to allude to was within the 600 years of the Arashikage existing, somewhere down the line, they aligned themselves with the Joes. Because if they actually do mean for 600 years they've been with the Joes, I'm with you. That's the stupidest shit ever. Like, what?
I think my opinion at this point, I'm going to obviously watch the movie. I'm not going in with high hopes whatsoever. So I don't think that I can get much lower than this. So I can only go up from here, which is good. But I think my overall opinion of this movie can be summarized by Groucho Marx, if you will. I don't care what they have to say. It doesn't matter anyway. Whatever it is, I'm against it. No matter what it is or who commenced it, I'm against it.
I will say, Pete, to me, it confused me. You have the Hard Master and the Blind Master, right? How is it you have both of them, but Storm Shadow is the leader of the Arashikage?
Yeah.
Like it kind of seems like you didn't need one of them if I get it if the Hard Master is like who Storm Shadow is getting to train everyone. I understand that, but to have the Blind Master and the Hard Master,
the Hard Master is supposed to be his uncle. I mean, they're all supposed to be family,
right?
Except for the Blind Master, who's obviously a black guy.
Right.
I mean, the Hard Master
I like how
still
that
very much be family, like a cousin or something. But to me, it's just like if you have those two there, they're the faces of the Arashikage. One of them should be, not Storm Shadow.
Not Storm Shadow, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that he needs to lead them down a dark path toward the mafia like the Yakuza. I think Cobra is a pretty dark enough path, like to say, like, let's just kill people, be assassins forever.
Fair enough.
Terrorists.
I want to tag on to what you were saying there, Pete. With the Blind Master, I would love if they found some way to connect that to like a descendant of Yasuke.
That would be cool.
That would be pretty dope.
That would be, especially with the show being on Netflix now.
Yeah,
like people are a lot more familiar with him.
That would be funny.
I will say, as far as what you're saying about like the cage fighter thing, Pete. Excuse me. When I watched the international trailer, apparently, and this might have been in the I might be confusing too. I'm sorry, but Storm Shadow was was talking to Snake Eyes, and Snake Eyes was saying how he lost his parents and has kind of always been alone. And it's kind of been a whole search for a purpose. So
that much is true.
The cage fighting,
that's canon.
Looking for his purpose. Like what should I be doing in life? So it looks like cage fighting might be something that, like, let me try that. I don't think they're going the route that he's a legit cage. I think it's along the lines of when we saw the first X-Men, how Wolverine
Yeah.
was in the cage
Extra
fight.
money.
Right,
Yep.
but it was more so for he was seeking a purpose, so he was going through different avenues, and then he lands with the ultimate purpose of the X-Men.
If I'm not mistaken, and Jay, correct me on this one, but like Snake Eyes came home from Nam in original comics, of course. He came home from Nam to find out that when he was supposed to get picked up at the Air Force base, his mother, father, and sister were killed in a car accident.
Yes.
And he was just standing there all alone, and that's when Tommy took him in.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, there's something else about like the other car involved in the accident had
Yes.
something to do with Cobra Commander. And I
Scrap
don't know
iron.
what.
Scrap iron, and the other car had Billy in it. That was the connection.
That was
I
it.
think, if I'm being honest with you, I think they might go that route because
I'd love to see that.
there's something about
That was
Snake
cool.
Eyes' past of being like this ultimate badass. I don't know where, like, if it was war, if it's whatever it is, but in the trailer, you see the Baroness looking to recruit him. So clearly they know about him well before he becomes an Arashikage. So there's something about his past that is appealing. So I'm really curious.
I'm sorry, about Snake Eyes' past or Storm Shadow?
No, Snake Eyes, because they were. It looked like she was recruiting Snake. So I'm curious, because remember,
Yeah, she was.
Storm Shadow and the Baroness both look to be recruiting him for two different reasons. So there must be something about his past that was badass.
If it's something to the effect of like, if they actually touch on the two of them, and I would love for the like Jay said, I'd love for them to bring Stalker into this, even as a cameo. Show them in the war. You know, they're all war buddies. They go their separate ways. Snake Eyes' family gets killed on their way to pick him up, just to really increase the whole sadness level of his story. And he's got nothing else to do, so he might as well kick some ass because this is all he knows. So let's just go into the cage fighting thing. Okay. And if Storm Shadow is kind of on the outs from the rest of the Arashikage clan and he's leaning more toward the Yakuza and not bringing the rest of the clan with him down this shitty path, excuse me, I would be more amenable to that than him like leading the clan into this mafia thing. Like if it's just him being a brat, let's say, you know, like the whole torn prince type of aspect, I'd be more amenable.
What were you saying, Joel?
So that's what it looks like to me. I mean, based on what I was looking at. And it looked like what was it? Was it Baroness that gave him the die?
Oh,
Yes.
no. No. In the international trailer, Snake Eyes was saying he gave himself that name because he's always, it's something along the lines, he's always had a bad roll of the dice or something like that, like bad luck. He's always had bad luck. So I think they will go the route of his parents dying in that car crash and him kind of feeling like it's like all the things keep falling against him. And becoming a Arashikage is finally the thing that feels right. Like it's what I'm supposed to be doing.
What I'm saying is, did she hand him the die? Is what I'm asking.
No, I don't think so. I think it's something he's always had on him because he's always called himself Snake Eyes. I think that's what he.
Because she called him Snake Eyes, and he looks surprised.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe that's his cage fighting name.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. He looked a little surprised that she knew, or he looked down. And he was like, "I didn't." It's like, how did you know that? You know.
No. To the point you were making, I will say, it does look the spoiled brat route. But to me, I could accept that. That's a fine storyline. It's a storyline you always get, right? I'm fine with that. It's just he can't be the leader of the Arashikage and the spoiled brat. You got to. It has to be one or the other. The spoiled brat usually comes because you're not the leader, and you feel as though you should be. So if he is running it, it's kind of just like they shouldn't be playing both of those things. So I'm just curious how it ends because if he leaves, which we know he will, the Arashikage, don't ever make Snake Eyes the leader of all of the Arashikage. I will never be okay with that. I will never.
I can't agree with that because Stephanie McMahon is a spoiled brat and she runs the WWE.
Yeah, no argument there. Literally no argument there. Right. But no, I don't ever want to see Snake Eyes as the leader of the Arashikage. To me, it looks like it might be one of those things to where towards the end of the movie, he kind of now gives it to either the Hard Master or the Blind Master for them to take over the Arashikage. And to me, I'm fine with that. Just as long as it ends up in the right hands, that's not Storm Shadow or Snake Eyes. Neither one of them should be ruling over the Arashikage. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it. And I do hope we get an end credit scene of Scarlet taking Snake Eyes to the G.I. Joe headquarters, where we see Hawk, somebody welcoming him to the Joes. Say it again, Joel.
I said other than Scarlet.
right. I would like to see Scarlet's boss.
I'll take full circle. Let's introduce Stalker in the beginning opening scene in the war, and then he comes back and here's Stalker, my old friend, welcoming him into this new outfit.
With that too.
Yeah. I'm good with that. So Pete is saying if you guys want me to enjoy this, Stalker better be in it. like simple as that. If Stalker's in it, I can live with it. Right. But Joel, I know you were very much looking forward to it because Snake Eyes. So did this trailer do anything new for you?
Not really. I mean, it's a cool trailer. I mean, it didn't really, like I said, it didn't make me more excited. I was already excited for it. But I did like everything I saw in it. And I don't know a lot about the history of Snake Eyes, so I don't know anything about this master and that master. And I don't really know. I don't know anything about that shit. So for me, it's like, I hope that happens for y'all. Like, I'm not sure.
I'll say this, Joel. Picture this. Picture if someone does a new adaptation of Ninja Turtles and Leo is the leader of everything and Splinter is more so like the guy that just trains the rest of the turtles, but it's essentially like Leo as like the head of it. It's mixed match. It's like
Leo is the leader, but yeah, I know what you mean.
No, you know what I'm saying though, but it's like no, it should be Splinter at the top, and then everyone.
Well, who's the Splinter in this Arashikage thing?
Usually the hard master.
The hard master. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So the hard master is which character in this? Or which actor?
Oh, he's the guy from
Raid? From the Raid?
Yes, from Raid. Yes.
Okay.
He's the hard master. He's the hard master.
Okay, so he's the hard master. All right, so yeah, like I mean, as long as at the end of the day he loses, he gets fucked up and becomes a Joe at the end, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can safely say that shit needs to be there.
Yeah.
Like there is no if, ands, or buts.
Whatever surprise cameos other than that, I'll accept as well. Like, even though I don't know any other characters, I'd still like to be like, who's that? And then like look it up later.
I want to see this with Joel just to see him go, okay. It's like I don't know who that is, Joanne. Like, what do you want me to say? Wait, I got the last thing for you, Jaydee. Let me tell you why. When I saw the beginning of this Snake Eyes trailer, I have it on now. I immediately thought of you.
Why?
Remember how you disliked the idea of Cole from Mortal Kombat as the whole cage fighter and everything? I swear I saw the beginning of this and said, I hope Jaydee didn't see that. I hope Jaydee saw everything after that so he doesn't get Mortal Kombat vibes.
At this point, something like that, the cage fight has become the I don't want to say the
cliche,
the writer's edition, but the producer's edition. This is one of my notes. Hey, we got to make it more relatable for the everyday person out there. How are they gonna understand what he does in his day to day? Why don't you put him in a cage fight or something?
I've never been in a cage fight, so just throwing that out.
Yeah, but it's like it's in everything. It was in Rambo. It was in. It's just used all the fucking time. Shit, it was in the new Tomb Raider with what's her name?
It's in the new Shang-Chi trailer.
Yeah,
it's in the new Shang-Chi trailer.
Yeah,
that's right.
Cage fighting is a thing. I personally think cage fighting was only done well with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in that first X-Men movie because it was so apropos. It was just like, yes, he is the cage beast. He is the animal.
He is the king of the cage.
It was the clangs, man.
Yeah.
Like when he punched him in the head, you heard bong.
Pong.
Brilliant.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh,
I
love
even
that
loved.
scene.
I even loved the first time where he wants to start to extend the claws, and it's kind of just like hold back, like hold.
Don't do it.
back,
Don't do
hold
it. Right.
back.
Right.
Don't kick him in
is
the balls. I thought everything was legal. Yeah, but he's gonna take it personal. Great.
I do have to say,
Fucking love that.
as much as we shit on what that first movie turned into, that beginning is some of the best comic book writing
Yes.
ever to this
That's
day.
the first live action Wolverine that we got. So any little thing that happened, we held on to because it was just so cool. You're seeing your like hero come to life.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking. It's just so awesome.
And you know that
Joe,
big guy with the mustache. Oh, I'm sorry, Pete. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to capitalize on something Joel said. Like, he's absolutely right. That was the first time we ever saw it. And one line I remember being in the movies and the entire theater kind of did not a surprise gasp, but when Rogue asks him when they come out, does it hurt? Every time. And everybody was like, yo, never fucking thought of that.
Yeah.
But that was a comic book line.
I don't remember that. If that was in a comic book, I never read that. And I was big on X-Men at the time. I do not remember that line.
I mean, if you think about it, it would make sense that it does hurt.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It does, yeah.
Weighs
Stick a knife through your hand.
Yeah.
From his forearm to his head.
Here's another thing that people don't realize about Wolverine and about why, again, like you said, Pete, that line is so effective. A lot of people think Wolverine is like we know like an iteration of Spider-Man where there's like a hole literally in his wrist, webs come out of. That's not the case for Wolverine. It's exactly how our knuckles look, piercing through your skin every time they come out. It's not just a pre-hole there that they just slide out of. No, it heals.
They
and
rip.
then it jerks out again through your
It's like constantly screaming when he pulls.
Exactly. He's like, oh my God, it hurts. Like,
and he heals, so his nerves can't die, you know? So they won't numb out.
Right.
Now, all right, so we're on the Wolverine topic. I got this question. He can't get drunk, right?
But not really.
He can, but it takes him a longer time.
Right.
So then how does he deal with spicy food? Does it affect him?
Probably not, right?
No.
Like not as bad at least.
Probably like he would have to have like 50 Carolina Reapers in order to,
like he's probably never got food poisoning because it just goes right through him.
Right. By the way, Joel, I watched it again because I wanted to see because I hate just sounding wrong to sound wrong. But no, it's a scene where she's talking to Snake, pulls her glasses down, and then in the next scene, you just see him playing with the dice in his hand. Okay. But like he doesn't actually hand him the dice.
Okay.
So I think it goes along the lines of him saying that was something he had created for himself, the moniker of Snake Eyes.
Right. So I'm wondering what they call him. Did they ever call him anything other than Snake Eyes?
Has no name.
So that's going to be interesting what they call him because he's probably not going to call himself Snake Eyes.
If they name drop, I'm walking out of the fucking movie.
But what else do you call him?
Well, no. Time out. Here's a happy medium. I like the idea of a name he gives them, but it's not his actual name.
Right.
I'd be fine with that.
Name.
I'd be fine with that.
My name is Jim.
Snake Eyes is along the lines of how I've always viewed Joker. It's a character I don't ever need to know their actual identity because who they are now is way more appealing than who they used to be. So
going back to Wolverine, do you remember the feeling when we finally actually learned his name and we're all like,
yeah,
weird.
Yeah, James.
I still get questions to this day. Who the hell is James Howlett?
Logan. And how Dog was not Sabretooth?
Dog was not fucking Sabretooth. It was more shit.
Right. And you know what's funny? To a lot of people, what makes his name being James so confusing is you only ever heard two names really. Logan or Wolverine. So it's like, where the fuck did Logan come from? If your name is James Howlett, like what was that?
That was in the issue. Yes,
it was. Dog. It was that was the family name. The neighbor, or not the neighbor, the keeper, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, groundskeeper. Yeah,
that's so confusing. All right,
so saved his mother.
We got some more trailers to break down. The second one I want to go to is the one that. Not the one you're thinking, Pete. I want to save that one for last because it's literally the best. It's the best out of the three of these. I want to go to the new Suicide Squad trailer called The Rain. I love the way that it starts off with us knowing that Bloodsport, right, Joel? Yes, Bloodsport is in prison for shooting Superman with kryptonite and putting him in the ICU. I do
Those are
want
the
to,
comics.
yes, I do want to applaud James Gunn for coming out and going. As far as he knows, he has no idea what Superman got shot. Could be the one that we know as Henry Cavill. Could be the one that J.J. Abrams is creating.
I have no idea.
He does not know. He's like, that's way outside my pay grade. I just know he got a Superman. But I very much enjoyed this trailer. But kind of like how you felt, Joel, for the Snake Eyes trailer, I felt for this. I was already excited for Suicide Squad. But I told you there's nothing about anything these trailers could show me that would add any more excitement. Only because it's very much characters I either don't really know or don't really care about. That's not really like Harley Quinn. And again, I'm gonna have to see Bloodsport in action to ever really truly feel like this character was necessary. When you could have, like Joel said, Bronze Tiger. Like I would have preferred, just recasting Deadshot or even Slade. There was just so many other ways you could have gone, but he landed on Bloodsport. Even though, Joel, me and you do know his first draft of this script was meant for Deadshot.
Yeah.
So either at some point when he found out Will was too busy, but they wouldn't recast, we landed on this. But Joel, I'll start off with you, man. How did you enjoy this new trailer?
Same. Like I've seen enough to the point where like it's not really much else they can show me aside from the movie itself to get me more excited from what I've seen. I've seen plenty. And I know there's a lot of stuff we haven't seen yet, so I'm waiting for that. I like the whole scene with the fucking Weasel in the plane was hysterical to me, but the rest, like I just can't wait to finally see this movie in August. And all these characters, like a lot of characters I don't care about, but that's a good thing because you can kill them and I won't miss them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they should die. Some of these characters need to die. I'm actually scared for the characters I do like for the first time. Like I don't know who's gonna survive this movie. I hope like they don't kill like a King Shark. I really don't want to see Captain Boomerang die because he's he's like one of those characters that you want to see die, but at the same time doesn't die, like a pest. That's one of those guys.
Only reason I don't want to see Captain Boomerang die is you will not tell me, Warner Brothers, the only time I get to see Flash versus Boomerang is in the 15 seconds of that first goddamn Suicide Squad movie.
Really?
Come on, bro. That's disrespectful.
I
need him.
Not that we need a whole movie with Captain Boomerang.
No.
Right.
Not at all. But I do want to see a Rogues Gallery, like him.
I do too. I do too. The Rogues. As the villains would be cool. Yes, I really like that. But yeah, there's so much. They brought in a lot. I mean, they brought back a couple characters, like seeing Rick Flag again is cool. Amanda Waller. And then some new characters like fucking Polka Dot Man. He picked some really random ass fucking, and I appreciate that because I don't. Javelin, and he looks just like Javelin. It's insane. Like the costumes are like on point, aside from Bloodsport, which is weird because it's a character. I think there's more to tell about that story about Bloodsport because he has a completely new design
and here's the funny thing, they recycled from Deadshot. What was the whole thing of motivating Deadshot?
Yeah.
Don't you want to see your daughter again?
Yeah, same shit.
Motivation for Bloodsport. Don't you want to see your daughter again? It's like
most definitely that was supposed to be Deadshot, and then what happened was they probably don't want to lose Will Smith, and Will Smith's like, I can't do it, so change the character.
Yeah, and they kept the formula of Deadshot, like you just said. They kept the formula of him, just made him Bloodsport.
Yeah, they'll just pick a different like random ass villain and make him popular, and that they are. He's gonna be in the comic book soon.
Yep.
With the new costume, so we'll see.
And I will say, shout out to James Gunn because he's not hiding it that Javelin dies very early. Every one of these trailers you keep seeing, Harley Quinn has his Javelin. Yeah. And it's like, well, clearly if she has it, he's dead. So it's like clearly it seems like there is a first mission that Amanda Waller sends out with a first team. Yeah. They all die.
Yeah.
She then has to get the real Suicide Squad.
And they have to go and they go in to get Harley. So when they get there, she already escaped.
Right. Yeah. She escaped with that first round of the team. Right.
I take exception with what Juwan said. The real Suicide Squad is the one that dies in the first mission.
Yes, it lives in the name.
They're the real
Absolutely.
one.
Yeah, they're
Basically,
the real one.
everybody on that plane.
Yeah.
100%. JD, I'll kick it to you next, man. Did this add any more excitement, or were you already excited?
No, I'm less than what I feel about the new feeling with G.I. Joe. It really does matter to me. The first one didn't pop. They're never going to go to the extreme levels. So why even call it the Suicide Squad?
I don't know. This is R.
Wait, time out. What do you mean extreme levels?
Oh, this is R?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
this is rated R. Yeah.
Okay, but like they're not going to deal with the adult themes, and they're still going to try to market it, to a younger crowd because the first one was a bit more playful.
I don't know. People killed 27 children.
In this?
Yeah, he said it. He said it on the plane.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. JD.
Wait, who? Wait.
Weasel.
A weasel.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not going to show it, but
No,
they're alluding to the fact
but
that he
to
doesn't
say
like
that.
children. Right?
Okay. And like the John Cena character was the inspiration for the comedian in Watch.
Yes, he is.
And that guy,
I'm excited.
TV show on HBO Max, and it's just like,
Yeah.
So,
No, I mean, to me, I like what John Cena looks like he's bringing to Peacemaker. He's the over the top, humor, and
Yeah.
I love it because that's John Cena. He's the corny dad jokes kind of guy.
And he has a whole bunch of them. He said the starfish is another name for the the anus or some shit.
Yeah. And I love how everyone just looks back at him like, what the fuck?
Is there going to be a connection? No.
But no, I will say, JD, I don't think they're appealing to a younger crowd with this. I think they're very much looking for this to be very.
King Shark's gonna eat motherfuckers.
He's gonna not just eat. He's gonna rip bodies apart that they show.
Nice.
They show him like gnawing on a skull just for I guess to sharpen his teeth. Or
And I'll say this, JD, I think the first one they were looking to catch a younger audience.
Yeah.
And like you said, make it more.
Agreed.
Yeah, make it more campy. This one
shot putties all the whole
right. This one, JD, I think they're making for us. They're making purely for us.
Yeah.
And it'll be dark. It'll be real dark.
Well, yeah.
And
James Gunn dark.
I'm also gonna say this. Outside of Harley Quinn, Amanda Waller, and I really hope Boomerang. I think everybody's fair game, man. And to me, I don't think James Gunn said something like "Don't get too attached to anybody" if it's something that he's not going to live up to. Because that's something that it's hard to lie about. Don't get too attached, and then everybody that we love survives. It's like, well, how stupid was that?
Right.
So to me, I kind of feel like somebody
pandering to us.
Right, somebody we love, and I'm really starting to think
King Shark.
No, you know who I think it might be, Joel, because it's something no one would see coming.
Harley?
You think? No, I do. Well,
that would be shocking.
That's the one that would be truly shocking. I do think Bloodsport might be the one.
Yeah, I don't think it's that shocking. You know what? It's it's a villain. It's such a low rank villain. Right. It's different than if it was Deadshot. That's a big character.
The low rank villain with a very high paycheck for this movie.
I was just about to say. I think that's what would catch people off guard because it's like, damn, you killed Idris Elba off in his very first appearance. That's crazy. So
that's why.
I know we killed $30 million. We don't have to do that again.
Yeah, you don't have to bring him back. We gotta save it for Will when he comes back.
Yeah, we need all this money for Will. I would like to see. I tell you what, Will Smith is already a comical guy, but there's something special about James Gunn's writing that just makes whoever's supposed to be funnier. So much more funnier.
Yeah,
like
I would have loved this.
Chris Pratt is way funnier Star-Lord than he is in
Yes.
Just way funnier.
Well, I like him in that show too.
No. I'm not saying he's bad in Community. I'm just saying James Gunn's comedy level just is like it's like an extra boost.
Parks and Rec.
Sorry, Parks and Rec. I'm sorry. But Pete, did this add any more excitement to you, or are you already excited?
I think I'm at a level of excitement for the new Suicide Squad that I didn't expect to be at in the first place. So even just seeing the last trailer and realizing who the villain is, that's got me ecstatic. because
Starro.
the fucking Starro and like Operation Starfish, that's hilarious.
Yes.
And I agree with Joel. The idea that like we don't know who's gonna kick the bucket in this is kind of giving me like old school Game of Thrones vibes. Like I don't want to get attached to people just to watch them die horribly.
Yeah.
So like, you know, that's fun to me. And yeah, we don't really know who's fair game. And I'm gonna compare this to me watching the Titans on HBO Max.
HBO,
Yeah. I never watched it on CW app. I never had that, so I've been watching it now, and I'm through season 1. I didn't see the trailer for season 3 because I didn't finish season 2, and I heard it's mad spoilery. That said, I'm enjoying it immensely. I know it's gotten a lot of flack from people who are hardcore fans, and they're like, "This isn't right. This isn't right." And I get that. Like, I can see that this is a very different take on the characters.
Mhm.
But I didn't really read Teen Titans, especially back then during like the Burn the Burn era.
Yeah.
It was John Byrne, right?
Yeah,
It was.
I didn't know them then. So I'm not emotionally invested in those characters. Same with Suicide Squad. So I can look at this from a standpoint of not being a picky pain in the ass like I am with G.I. Joe. I admit I'm a picky pain in the ass. I know. I can fucking see in the mirror. But in this case, I can actually go into this movie and just enjoy it and have fun without nitpicking every little thing.
Right.
I'm gonna be John Cena with the Notebook with fucking G.I. Joe, but this one, I'm gonna have fun.
I will say this. I will say this.
Enjoy it.
The dislike, the hate that Titans gets is not warranted because I can tell you this, and it's nothing spoiler because I know you're only in season 2. There are only 2 things that Titans is doing wrong.
Okay.
Nightwing or Dick Grayson being that violent because that's never been him, and the fact that there's no fucking Cyborg. That is it. Those are the only 2 mistakes to show Titans his real.
And I'd be okay if there was no Cyborg if he wasn't on fucking Doom Patrol right next door. What the fuck is that?
Especially, and what makes it worse is you've alluded to the fact that Gar from Titans was part of that Doom Patrol. So clearly they're connected, and instead of you just taking elements of another character to put on Doom Patrol, you just take Cyborg. Why do they need a technology guy on a team like that? It makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, Robot Man and Cyborg.
Right. So to me, Pete, that Titans show, and me and Joel are Titans fans, like comic book Titans fans. And to me, the only mistake, in my opinion, I won't speak for Joel, is how they're treating Dick Grayson. That's not Dick Grayson.
Mine is roster construction, but whatever.
Yeah. Also roster construction, for sure. That matters. It's the same thing Pete and Jaydee, we would feel if the G.I. Joe roster for the Joes was just completely out of the ordinary. Like, why? Yeah. Why did you try so hard to be that different? Just give me the actual Joes.
Right. This close. You're this close to being 100% right, and you give me.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, don't put Flint in Cobra. Like, what? Why would you do that? Like,
but that's a producer's note.
Yeah.
You know, that's them thinking that they can make it better and trying to add something that they remember to it, to say they made a contribution to the work of art, for lack of a better phrase.
Please write them down so I can write them notes too.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, we need to tell them you're stupid.
You're not cute, all right, asshole.
But I do want to know, Pete, before we move into our last trailer, trailer topic, are you enjoying Titans?
Yeah, I absolutely am. I finished season 1, and I'm very anxious to start season 2.
Cool.
I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Without spoiling anything, I prefer season 2 over season 1.
Yeah,
I've heard. My buddy told me the same thing.
Yeah, all the kinks, all the mistakes that I think they made in season 1, whether it's visually, whether it's story wise, whether it's just just certain aspects, they clear all that shit up in season 2.
More fleshed out.
I, for one, would like to see Starfire don her more comic accurate outfit, but that's just me being a perf. Just call space.
Well, no. Here's how you're not a perv. Which you saw her in season 1, very much a hooker.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know what.
And
they
then,
were
that was
thinking.
another thing. Like, whoever published those preliminary photos,
Yeah,
like that
Not
dissuaded me from like, what are they doing in this show? And I'm like, and then I'm watching this shit, and I'm like, yeah, she don't look bad at all.
no,
She's
she
fantastic.
does. That's the scary part. Those pictures made her look terrible.
Awful. Like,
Awful.
literally, like, who is this
But
ugly
when you
broad?
see her, she's actually pretty.
Fucking beautiful.
and I will tell you this. Shout out to Joelle. It is very difficult to who plays Dove, Joelle? What's her name?
Oh,
Minka Kelly.
Minka
Kelly.
Kelly.
It's her birthday today.
I tell you, shout out to Minka Kelly. Happy
She's
birthday.
40.
I will say this. I don't think people understand how difficult it is to conduct an interview looking right across from Minka Kelly. The hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. The hardest thing. Minka Kelly is even more beautiful in person.
Yeah.
I sat
I
right
hate
next to her conducting an
She
interview.
is so
I hate you.
attractive.
Oh,
I got her to say hi, and then I didn't even pay attention. It was so weird. It was all the awkward. It's awkward.
it's so crazy. Pete.
It's so awkward.
You ever just look at somebody and you feel like it's starting to get weird? Like,
Yeah.
like you know that they can see you staring.
In the back of your head, like, don't stare, don't stare, don't
Yeah.
stare.
As
There
you're
was a
staring,
moment-
you're staring. You're just like, oh.
Joanne was interviewing one of them. I forgot which one, and I was standing right next to Brenton, like who plays Dick, Robin, with his agent. And I want to ask him for a picture. I'm standing right next to him, but I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get myself to take it. I couldn't say anything.
Remind me after the show, because I won't say it on the air. Remind me to tell you about the time I met Scarlett Johansson.
Oh my god!
Oh wow!
I tell you what, I would have been in handcuffs.
I almost did.
I would have been in handcuffs. I would have for sure been in handcuffs.
Almost
Oh,
was.
man!
I don't know how I would have. Yeah, no. Anyway, let's move on. I want us to get into our final trailer. You guys know how we are obviously a figure show, so I want to incorporate some figures as we get into our Shang-Chi trailer breakdown. I picked some of these guys up, Pete. Starting off with Variant Loki.
Hey.
Got
Variant Loki with the name Variant on the back. Joel was with me when I got these. Got the Red Guardian.
Cool.
Got Melina that comes with them.
Melina.
Now, I will say this about Red Guardian really quickly. Again, we haven't seen the movie. We know nothing. But in this figure set comes a tiny Ant-Man looking Red Guardian.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious because I know Red Guardian in the comics. That wasn't a power suit that he had. Like, he could shrink himself. So I'm really curious if that was just for the toy set or if that comes into play in the movie. So,
because there's no little Melina.
yeah, there's no little Melina. So clearly it was meant just for him. Falcon.
That's such a nice figure.
Falcon.
Yes, it is. And let me tell you this, Pete. I should have listened to you because I got every figure of this set except for Scarlet Witch and Vision. So I can't complete the damn wings without Scarlet Witch and Vision, and it's killing me. Obviously.
Not for sale?
Was that? Oh, Bucky. Right.
Let me say this, toy community. You guys are a-holes. They need to start restricting these rules better. You cannot allow people to buy more than 2 figures upon release date. People are buying 90 of them, and it's sold out everywhere.
Yes.
That's a dick move, bro. Like, come on.
Yep.
Come on, man.
I noticed that a few times. You know, you guys know I do a lot of thrift shopping and stuff like that with the missus.
Yep.
And sometimes, you know, we go into second. I don't even want to call them comic shops. You know, they're part of flea markets. I don't know if you guys remember. Well, shit, you wouldn't because you're Jersey guys. Pete, you remember something called Caesar's Bay out here in Brooklyn?
Caesar's Bay. That does sound very familiar.
So it was like an indoor flea market.
Yeah.
Like a mall, stuff like that, right? And it's like little kiosk booths and stuff. And
here,
you talking? I'm listening.
In Long Island. So here I am, you know, and I see this guy, and he's got a whole setup of carded figures, and these are, you know, the Mando figures and the Apollo Creed Mando and something else, and you know they're on the shelf, the black card stuff, right? The vintage black card stuff. They're on the shelves at Target for what, $12, $13,
Mhm.
and he's selling them for 25. He doesn't
Yeah.
have one or two. He's got stacks. He's
Yep.
got 6 or 7 of each fig there, dude.
Yep.
He's going in the morning, getting the stuff and putting them on his shelves in the store.
And like you said, JD, what's so bothersome is if you go on Amazon, because I bought these figures from GameStop for $22.99,
Oh.
$22.99 each, right? When you go to Amazon and you try to pre-order Scarlet Witch and Vision, they're $40, $50.
Ridiculous, because that's private sellers.
Exactly. And to me, you have to limit
Dick
1
shit.
to 2 figures. Now, if these people are going to physical stores and buying a million, you can't really stop that. But online,
But the store should stop that. The store should fucking put a limit on it. I saw in one of my Joe groups that they were locking up the classified figures like they would video games and shit. Yeah. And I think that's a good thing. Like, you should be fucking limited because they know what people are doing. Hell, the fucking Target employees were doing it themselves. With Pokemon cards, with the classified figures.
And I saw it when I worked at Target. I saw it when we got the pre-orders and stuff.
Right.
Guys were opening the boxes and just setting them aside.
And putting other shit in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I saw one.
That's a scumbag move, yeah.
Dude bought a Flint figure. He took Flint out, put in a Black Tom figure, and even colored a mustache on Flint just to make it look like the fucking figure in the package.
Bro, they have to stop this, man. Like even Walmart. If I wanted to buy this Scarlet Witch, it's $54 to buy it from Walmart.
I got
at
one,
that point
$45.85, and if you buy all 3, it's $97.83, which is Scarlet Witch, Vision, and Bucky.
Where are you seeing it from?
Amazon. Like if you get all 3.
Oh, right. Yep.
At that point, if I'm gonna overpay, I might as well buy it on eBay because at least I get a feedback out of the deal.
Exactly. So
like now, my boy just bought 3 of those Skelegod figures. They're not really big on the aftermarket right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he bought 3, but he's not being a dick about it. He's giving 1 to me and 1 to his boy. Because hey, I found these.
That's different.
Right.
That's fine. To me, that's fine. But it's the idea of the resale.
Right.
You know
like what they do with the PS5 and the Xbox.
Yeah.
Right. Buy 10 of them and sell them for double.
Right.
Exactly.
I get what they're doing, but it's kind of fucked up. That's why they're
like out. At least you know what I'd be fine with if you bought every Scarlet Witch figure in America, but sold it as $19.99. What is the actual retail price?
Even $25. Like, you want to make $5?
You want to make some profit, yeah.
Fine.
Right, I'm fine with that.
Double it.
Selling it for $54.
They're doubling it.
You're a douche. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so also got Baron Zemo. He does his mask. The jacket comes off. For some reason, it comes with a gold gun. I don't know why.
Do you have the mask on you handy? Can we see that?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Keep the mask on.
Let me
always complain about keeping. Why you gonna take it off?
Well, no. He came with the mask off, so I just kept it with the mask off.
Mm-hmm.
Giving in to the man. I'm giving to the man. Put on the mask.
Giving in to the man. I've never been accused of that. I like it. Okay, that's a new hat I can wear. Giving in to the man. All right, so this is Zemo with the mask on.
Oh, looks really cool.
Dope.
Oh, it's a separate head.
Yeah, it's a separate head.
Okay, I literally thought it was going to be a mask that went over.
Okay.
So that right there.
Like the old porno action figures with the slip-on dresses.
Yeah. Yes.
Listen, man, I didn't know they made porno action figures, but
I thought it was Big Pharma Toys that did it.
That's what I'm talking about, Pete. That's the small little
mini red guard with no beard.
No beard.
Flashback.
Weirdest thing. And last but not least, had to go U.S. Agent.
Cool.
And what I did was the Captain America from the Marvel Avengers game. I just took his shield from that, and I added it to U.S. Agent. So
he didn't come with a shield.
No, he doesn't come with anything. And you know, Pete, this is my pet peeve. If
you don't have a shield yet.
I despise. He comes with a sidearm that does not come out.
Yeah.
Stop making sidearms that do not come out. It is infuriating. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's the laziest thing you could do.
I agree.
It's really lazy.
I have a toy shout out too, actually.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So, speaking of people who, it's nice to have friends around and they see things in stores out of state. Shout out to Absolute. She's been a longtime Basement fan. She scored a major blood for me.
Whoa.
And just
Nice.
Oh, Pete, I see him on Amazon. It's a little overpriced, but I'm gonna do it because
thankfully it's like it's not as bad as like Beachhead or the Infantry Trooper right now, but it's still like $50-$60, and she wouldn't let me pay for it. I was like, yo, like she just got it for me. I was like, yo, like fucking all right, give me your Venmo. Like, don't think of it as me paying you for it. Like, I sent her some money, cover the shipping, cover the thing, and like, here's go buy yourself a pizza on me. Like, you don't want to fucking think of it as payment for the figure. Go buy a pizza.
Slice on me.
Yeah, go do something other than thinking you're taking it for the figure.
He sends $40.
Right. I'm
like,
Italian. I can't just accept things without reciprocating. But it's just real. And shout out to my boy Jay up in Boston for finding the Skeletor figure. Like it's great to have friends out of state because that's where these things show up at random. Yep. My Target still ain't got shit.
I always say there's always someone that lives in a small town that has like a Walmart or a Target that it's not a highly populated area. So you don't have like a shit ton of kids or collector guys. So the figures are like, there's like a billion there. And it's like, bro, pick it up. I'll pay you.
Right.
Get me that shit.
Yep.
But Blood right now on Amazon is only $44. So I'm like,
that's good. Okay.
That's not horrible. So I'm like,
you know what? I'll pay. I would pay that. That wouldn't bother me at all.
Yeah, that's very reasonable. All right, let's get into the trailer for Shang-Chi. I forgot it came out today. I was asleep, so shout out to Pete. I watched it right before we started recording, and I'm still trying to pick my jaw from off the ground.
You're like, oh my God.
Because Joel knows this. Mandarin is one of my favorite characters, so I've been very picky about arm rings. I originally fucking despised it, but now that you see it, like how they're actually utilizing it, it's like, well, they're using it exactly like they did the rings, like his finger rings. And that was the biggest thing to me. But what did I also tell you?
Kung fu shit, man. That was dope.
Right, exactly. But what did I also tell you, Joel? I told you I thought, and this might have been confirmed, so I don't want to make it sound like this was just my idea, but I thought that he took the rings from Fing Fang Foom. And the reason why they're so big is these were rings that Fing Fang Foom would wear. So they're gigantic. So it can't fit on your fingers. It can only fit on your arms. And
I was not familiar with the origin. I had no idea of that.
Me neither.
So
and holy shit, that was Fin Fang Foom in the fucking trailer?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. But it looks just like it could be.
It's a giant dragon, but apparently they already confirmed that it's not Fing Fang.
I honestly thought it was Xiao Lao. Like just because
I'm calling that.
Just because I know that they want to bring Iron Fist forward again.
I will say this. It not being Fing Fang Foom will probably always irk the living soul out of me. Just like, why? Like, why did you go out of your way not to make it him? Like when you see the toy, like Joel said, the toy is red and gray. It's mainly gray.
No, it's red and white.
Red lines. Oh, red and white. I'm sorry, red and white. So it's clearly not Fing Fang Foom. But the idea that you're using a dragon that is not Fing Fang Foom is very infuriating. But I love this trailer, man. And I love that his mom is the light, his dad is the dark, and it's clearly a fight between the two.
Well, Michelle Yeoh could do no wrong, right?
Wait, say it again, Jaydee.
Right? It was Michelle Yeoh?
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
And apparently that fight scene that we saw in the first trailer, where it's very beautiful and like this garden area between her character, and we couldn't really see who else it was. Apparently, it looks like it's between the Mandarin and her. So it might be the Mandarin essentially killing her for the betterment of what he wants to build with his 10-ring army. But I love it. And I love the idea of the Mandarin going, I told my warriors, no one can take down my son. And I was really pleasantly surprised to see that I was correct. So I love this, man. I love everything they're building with this story. I really do think this will be my favorite MCU movie, my MCU anything, out of everything the MCU has done, because they're blending two worlds that just shouldn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't look this good. You blending kung fu with the supernatural elements of the MCU, and it looks so fluid. It looks really good.
Kung Fu has always had a lot of supernatural elements to it.
Oh,
Even the art itself.
For sure. But I'm saying the idea of bringing kung fu in to a project like this and it looking as fluid as it does.
Yeah, all in too.
Yeah, they did. They did not cut any corners.
That dragon is called the Great Protector. That's what that's what at least the toys are calling him, the Great Protector.
That is, I hope it's a swerve. I swear, I hope it's.
Hey, maybe they'll name drop Finn at some point. Yeah. Just on account of because.
If they're gonna use Finn, I hope it looks like Finn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, so I love this. I love how much he hates he hates being like his dad. He fled, changed his name. But as he said, you just can't escape it. And the way he utilizes the rings to where he could throw them was just like, holy shit, that's new. That's not something the Mandarin could do in the comics. So I like that Kevin Feige always takes characters and gives them something new that they're able to do that they could never do in the comics. So that's my 2 cents. Pete, I'll go to you. How excited are you for this movie, man?
Dude, the big I was waiting for the Mandarin name drop and I didn't get that, so like okay. Because my boy told me there's something really awesome at the end of the trailer. And I was constantly waiting for the name drop. So I didn't know. I love the idea of the rings being like gauntlet bracers. Like that. Yeah. That's brilliant to me. I had no, I didn't know that they were originally belonging to the dragon Cyprus. They're rings. Like they've always been rings in the comics, and like they're like Sauron's one ring. It like resizes and shit. But
they look like fucking Bill Russell and shit.
Yeah, like
right.
Wearing them around like that is fucking dope. The choreography looks great. I did also like the idea that he was so proud of his son. Like my warriors could never beat you, and I told him that. Like that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of him having to fight his father, and instead of it being like this old man in a robe kind of fighting a kung fu dude, it's 2 straight kung fu dudes. Like all right,
pie mate.
Yeah,
right?
I hate fucking God damn it! I hated the second Kill Bill because of that. I can never wrap my head around. Wait. Okay. I can't wrap my head around kung fu movies with high wire acts. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I want to see straight up fighting because kung fu is a beautiful art. And I was always told by my sensei, because of the way that I did things, I was Shotokan, which was very straightforward, Yeah. And he was like, you belonged in kung fu. Like there was no kung fu classes around by me, but like just the way I would throw like blocks and stuff, he's like, you should have been in kung fu. So I always kind of had a little soft spot for it. And seeing the choreography is absolutely fantastic. And seeing I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but go watch the trailer if you haven't already. Seeing who's at the end, who he's fighting at the end.
Hold on, time out. Don't hold back. Say it. Yeah, it's a trailer. We didn't see the movie. It's just a trailer. Yeah, go ahead.
Fucking seeing Abomination back. Oh, man. It's about a freaking time. Where's this guy been for the last 10 years?
Time out. What's even more dope about seeing him? Because obviously this will flood into She-Hulk. Mm-hmm. But did you notice the details are different?
Yeah.
He evolved.
Yes.
Right?
Oh shit! I forgot about the She-Hulk.
And fingers crossed, if we're seeing Abomination, maybe we can get the leader in She-Hulk.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think you have to. I think that's like a season 2 thing.
Yeah.
I will say this though, because a lot of people, and again, I don't know this for fact, but apparently the rumor is that fight is in Madripoor. But I was trying to remind people, because everyone's like, well, that doesn't look like the Madripoor we saw in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Mm-hmm. People forget. Do you remember when they were on the bridge? Zemo had pointed out there's a whole other area of Madripoor. So clearly there's a whole nother area. And when I thought about, because I rewatched it, it's like, shit, that could be the area where Wolverine has been, not the area where they went. So I was like, okay, there's a whole nother area of Madripoor we have not yet seen. So I'm like, okay, I'm fine. Yep. I can live with that. But like you said, and that's why I didn't want to say it, because I wanted to leave it to somebody else to bring up the Abomination thing.
he looks amazing.
So happy.
Could you picture that? Could you, even if you're the strongest being on earth, could you picture someone going, all right, you're next up to fight, and it's like, all right, who's the guy I'm fighting? It's like, guy.
I want to know who that was. The sorcerer that he was fighting.
Right. And I do like that. Apparently, we're gonna get to see him take on his sister in the cage. Because she looks like she's gonna whoop his ass. So I'm curious to see the difference of training between the two. Because if Shang-Chi was trained to never be defeated by anybody, what the fuck was his sister trained to be? Like, so I can't wait to see how those two kind of counteract.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, you just reminded me, but you ever see Kung Pao?
Yes.
Remember the fucking guy with the squeaky feet? And he's like, we trained him wrong on purpose. And he would lose thinking he won, no. Try my face through foot technique. Like, if he was trained to win, what was the sister trained like? It was like, we trained her wrong on purpose.
Right. We purposely trained her wrong. Also, I brought this up before. It's hilarious. On Shang-Chi's wall in his apartment is a poster from Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh, nice.
So
wow.
That's hilarious. But I will also add the what it looks like he went through when he was training with his dad growing up. The discipline. It reminded me of how accurate Ninja Assassin was. Remember the whole when he was walking on the ground and if it squeaked, he would get punishment because it's the idea of you're never supposed to be heard as a ninja.
Yeah, wrapped on the feet. Yep.
Right, exactly. I love the discipline they taught in Ninja Assassin because it's like that's a ninja. That's training to be a ninja. You can't be seen, can't be heard, and if you are, there's consequences to that.
You'll die.
Right. The bottom of his feet looked rough. They were rough. But Jaydee, I'll go to you next, man. How excited were you to see this new trailer for Shang-Chi?
The first trailer, or was it a teaser? I don't know.
They call it a teaser, but it was full length. It was actually longer than this one.
It did a lot more. It had a lot more energy than this one did for me.
How about
yeah,
but it's not taking away the fact that I want to see it. It's a Marvel flick, you know, and being a Marvel flick, they've curried enough favor to already have that blanket concept. Yeah, it's Marvel. I'm gonna go see it. It's gonna be.
There's that trust level.
Yeah.
Yep.
So much for me. I didn't notice it was the Abomination until you guys said it. I thought it was another creature. Do you remember the Keanu Reeves movie? Was it 99?
Something Ronin. 30 Ronin.
Yeah.
47 Ronin.
37
Ronin. 47.
47. I'm sorry.
47
so
Ronin.
He had a cage fight scene also. I don't know if you guys saw that, and it was weird because it was like some mythical beast or whatever, and no tie-in as to where it was before. So I kind of felt that, before knowing it was the Abomination. I'm like, oh, okay, they're going that route because it was already explored. That concept was already done in that movie. So it was like, all right. And then when you said it was the Abomination, I'm like, oh, all right. The gears are running. I'm like, does he do something here right now in this flick that maybe that's what the She-Hulk series is about? Either defending him or going against him. I mean, or prosecuting him. But I think it would be great if she has to defend Emil Blonsky for something he does as the Abomination in this flick, and that draws her into conflict with Bruce, and that's why Bruce is there, not as the Hulk, but now as Mark Ruffalo, because I'm sorry, it's the writer in me going all over the place, guys.
I would love, like, She-Hulk's a comedy series and always has been. Right. So I would love to see a big lummox like Abomination, like get up in court, knock the table over, knock the chair over. He's got a little clip-on tie or something.
Yeah.
On a ripped ass shirt that's just hanging off his shoulders because he's huge.
That would be awesome. That definitely would be awesome.
And I know I'm like I try not to go that route, but I'm like, looking at it like I look at Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Are there wires? Are there wires? Are there wires? You know, but whatever. It's nitpicking. The flick is in the can. They got my money regardless. I'm looking forward to it.
And I will say, Pete, to your point, I think that's how the movie will end. I'm gonna just go ahead and say this: if Mandarin dies in this movie, I'll have had all I can take from Kevin Feige. Just royally fucking me over. I accepted it with the Black Order. I will not accept it with the Mandarin. You do not build up a character for over 10 years, and then he dies in the first real appearance we get him in.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think the movie will end with him giving himself, like him actually using the name the Mandarin. So I think that's like like you have to earn it kind of thing. Because if he just uses it, it's kind of just like, well, where's really the payoff to that? Because we saw a fake guy use the name. So we want to see how twice, yes. So I think you know how in the trailer it shows him with long hair in the battle.
Right.
I think after that battle will be him awarding himself the name.
So do you think Shang's gonna lose?
Huh?
To his dad? Do you think Shang-Chi's gonna lose to his dad?
No. That's why I just changed it. I think when it shows the war, the first war that he's raging, I think at the end of that, when you see him on sitting on that crown seat, is where he awards himself the name the Mandarin. Mm-hmm. I think Shang-Chi will obviously defeat him. I just hope it's defeat, not kill.
How sick would that be though? Like a whole Rocky ending, like he loses.
Oops. Yeah, that would be dope because you wouldn't see it coming. That would be dope.
Never see that coming.
Yeah. And I will say, because I was just saying this when we were doing our pre-show for the MCR, that's the difference between DC and Marvel. DC usually locks up all of its villains that aren't like these big alien galactic kind of guys. Marvel, they'll say a huge middle finger to their villains and go, nope, he's gone. Why? Why can't he just go to jail? Like, why do you have a whole Supermax prison, but you keep killing all your villains? What is the point of it? So to me, it's like, I would like to see the Mandarin survive this and be a bigger threat heading, going down the line. Yep. Can you picture Doom stealing the 10 rings? How insane that would look! Come on, give us some good stuff.
That'd be great.
That would be crazy. But Joel, I know you were sold from this from the jump, so I know this didn't sell you any more.
Yeah, I've been.
How much more excited did you get seeing just purely the end of this trailer?
Well, this has become way more than I expected. I really just thought it was gonna be a kung fu movie.
Oh wait, hold on, really quickly. Sorry, I just freeze framed this. The shot of Abomination fighting in that cage. He's fighting one of Doctor Strange's students. Everyone's assuming it's Wong, but it's not. When you freeze frame it, they're doing this, and the shield pops up.
Oh wow!
That's what I asked. Was that one of the sorcerer? Because that's what it looked like.
Yeah, it is one of the sorcerers. Everyone's assuming it's Wong. Why would Wong be in Madripoor?
Right. Randomly in a fight, right? In a cage match.
Hey, here's a crazy question.
Go ahead.
Can we see the skin color of the guy? What if it's Mordo?
No. It doesn't look like Mordo from behind.
I'll tell you this. It does look like it could be Wong.
Like Wong from behind.
Yes. And it would make sense. A majority Asian movie having Wong in it wouldn't be something that's like, oh, that's hard to believe. It's just he kept telling you they can't leave the Sanctum Sanctorum. Like they can't just leave it vacant. If he leaves, it has to be like this intergalactic problem. Yeah.
He left
Infinity War.
Right, he left them hanging to go back.
It would also be kind of funny. Like it would be very Wong-esque. Like if Doctor Strange is like, "Hey, how was vacation?" No, it was very nice. It was relaxing.
It was awesome. But no, so I'm watching a freeze frame of it now, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's a sorcerer." What is?
You can just send that to the group chat. Like we wouldn't be upset about it.
Okay.
You do that.
I'll send that over. But I'm sorry, Joel. I only stopped you because I just saw it. And I'm like, oh my god, we got to talk about this. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joel.
Yeah, that's the first thing I said. I mean, it looked like he was fighting a sorcerer because he hit him and he bounced off, like he protected himself. Some shit. Yep. But yeah, like I said, this is becoming way bigger than I ever expected it to be, because I expected it to be a more traditional kung fu movie, without any of the supernatural stuff. I had no idea it was going to go there. I thought maybe just the 10 rings would be like that, but no, this thing it changed the way the 10 rings are used. It added extra elements. We're going to see like beasts from like ancient China and shit in this thing. We're gonna see a dragon, like a random fucking guardian dragon in this movie. The shit in this movie, like, and this guy, as far as I knew, since I was younger and I was a kid, Shang-Chi didn't have powers. He was just the master of kung fu, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were moments where he had powers, but like in my opinion, he never. That was what made him really special. He was just a really good fighter, right? But dude, like it looks out of the, and they're gonna look. It looks like they're going to give him powers. I think what really stood out to me is when he was having a conversation with his father, and his father, like, I want to. The point is to give you the 10 rings, down, and we'll pass it down to him, and he has to earn it or whatever the fuck it is. It is just I don't, obviously, because he doesn't want to be like him. He's definitely not going to give it to him. And apparently he has some other power that he's going to be able to fight off his father with the 10 rings. What that is, we still don't know. What he learned, what the side of his mother, we really don't know much about either. So like, there's so much we don't know, and there's so much that they seem to be giving him that's a mystery to a lot of us that don't. No, it's so much cooler than I ever expected it to be, and I love Simu from Kim's Convenience. It's a really good show on Netflix. And I'm just so excited. It's gonna be crazy. The movie's gonna be insane.
Yeah,
I can't wait. Yeah,
and fucking Abomination. What's it saying? No, and he looks amazing. He looks so much better than he looked in the Incredible Hulk.
I gotta say, I really like seeing Joel really geek the fuck out over shit, because I don't think I've seen it yet. This is a really refreshing sight.
I'm telling you, that is the most fun. Some of the most fun about being friends with Joel is how passionate he is. When we were doing the whole San Diego Comic-Con thing in Mahershala, like we were reading it because obviously we weren't there. We were reading Mahershala walk on stage and put on the hat because he was now Blade. Bro, the pure joy Joel had in that moment was some of the best things to see. It was, and I was right there with him, but it was just like,
yeah.
Oh my God! Like,
not for nothing, but how far out of the city are you guys?
No, I'm not far
from
at
New
all.
York?
We're not far. We're not far at all.
Neither one of us are far.
I'm just thinking, like, we should all just get together for G.I. Joe and Shang-Chi and just go to the movies and go see it.
Oh, you're making me tear up.
Snake Eyes together.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
I'm down.
I'm done.
All right,
Let me
perfect.
know.
Perfect.
I'm down.
All right, cool. All right, so
We'll do one there and then one here.
I don't give a fuck. I'll come
All right, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. That's cool.
Let's do Shang-Chi. Yeah. Let's do Shang-Chi here and G.I. Joe there.
Okay.
That works for me.
Perfect. Wow. Look at that. Look at how that just happened.
We just made play dates.
Right? But as I issue us into our next topic, everyone take a look at the group chat. I sent you guys the wall. But yeah, so we got a lot that's been going on. I want to lead us into a small little
says Abomination.
Right?
Oh shit, yeah, that's definitely a sorcerer.
But it looks like Wong, doesn't it, from the back?
Yeah.
It looks just like Wong. Just like him.
That'd be crazy if it was Wong, right?
And wow, if you're watching it with subtitles, it actually says Abomination.
Yeah.
Yep.
He looks so good. Look at him.
He looks, and here's the crazy thing.
He's so big.
You would have never thought that he would have evolved.
Right.
The evolution of him, because he looks exactly like he does in the comics right there.
Yeah. Right. They gave him the whole neck fin here, and he got scales, and he's green.
He's really now Abomination.
Yeah.
So Joel, I wanted us to talk about this really quickly, just to rub it in Pete and Jaydee's face.
Oh boy.
But we're getting Beast Wars.
We knew that.
No, we knew that, but the name, I love the name. I don't know why I love the name Rise of the Beast.
Rise of the Beast.
I love it.
We're gonna get Autobots, we're gonna get Decepticons, Maximals, Predacons, and Terror. I don't even know what the fuck a Terracon is.
But we're getting it. I love this. I love this. I am with I don't know, Joel, if you said this or if Pete said this. I don't like the idea that it's going to be modern day. I would have
94.
Yeah, I would have preferred the more
Yeah.
aspect of it.
And in Brooklyn, my Transformers are going to be wearing Tim's, stuff the shit out of everybody. I'm with that, baby.
Well, apparently Optimus is gonna look like his G1 form, and Bumblebee's gonna be a buggy. So,
Did we get a release date for this yet or no?
Next year, I believe.
Okay. Is it next year?
Yeah, I think it's next year because they filmed it. They filmed it this year. I think they said they're done filming.
Oh wait, this is gonna be a live action shit. This ain't the conclusion to Earthrise.
No. That's happening also, but they are making a live action to.
Oh snap! Okay, yeah. I did not realize this. When I said we knew that, I was referring to the cartoon.
No, the cartoon comes out this year. The cartoon comes out this year. The live action, I think, is next year.
Oh wow! Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna have everybody in that bitch too, and I'm like, how are they gonna murder? See, I never understood that shit. How are they gonna do the Beast, the Beast Wars and regular Autobots and there's got to be such a size discrepancy. That's
a huge one.
Yeah,
I mean, gorillas ain't the size of tractor trailers.
Yeah, because whichever beast turns into the rat, he's fucked.
No, but to me, it's just the idea of it's just it's weird. But again, it's not Michael Bay, so I'm curious to see how another person, because Travis Knight is who did Bumblebee, and there were aspects of that movie that I thought were just chef's kiss.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what another set of hands does with Transformers.
Did you see the redo of the opening of Bumblebee with the Transformers, the movie cartoon song on it?
Oh no,
but I did.
That sounds awesome.
It's on YouTube. Oh man, I don't got the link. But it was fucking awesome.
No, for sure. I also want to throw this in. Part 2 of the animated Mortal Kombat movie will be released later this summer.
Yep.
If you haven't seen the first one, it is epic.
The Scorpion one, right?
Yeah. Scorpion. It's essentially what we kept saying. They should have just made the real Mortal Kombat movie based off of, and you would have been fine. But it's the same feeling I had with Assault on Arkham. That should have been the first live action Suicide Squad movie.
Right.
It's just like you have the blueprint there. Why do you keep fumbling it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Before we get into our last topic, because I do want to talk a little bit of Loki, but before that, I want to let.
I haven't seen episode 3 yet.
Oh, you haven't? Okay, then we won't talk about it.
Yeah, no.
No problem. No problem. I have another topic, so we don't even have to talk about it.
Okay, cool.
I do want to throw in here really quickly. It just dropped this Tuesday. Me and Joel did have the pleasure of seeing it. If you have not seen Batman: The Long Halloween, go see it.
It's out? I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I've only watched the first 10 minutes of it.
Okay.
Jaydee, not only is it almost shot for shot of the actual comic, but if the Batman, the live action Batman movie, is anything like this, oh my God, we're not ready.
Juwan, stop. My penis can only get so right.
Right, exactly. Because if anyone remembers the Long Halloween comic, it's Bruce
one of the best fucking stories ever.
Right, but it's essentially Bruce not knowing how to be a detective. He's learning how to be the world's greatest detective.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I love him kind of going, damn, I'm not good at this. How can I get better at this? So I'm like, if Robert Pattinson's Batman is like that, oh my God. And you know what I thought of, Joel, after watching this? Remember how I kept saying, I think they're going to go the route of the Telltale Batman to where it seems like his parents are corrupt?
Yeah.
Remember how this movie starts where Falcone is like, the Waynes were more than just, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what if in the Batman, Falcone knows Bruce because he knows his father so well. And that's why Bruce feels torn of, damn, I have to tear down everything my parents built.
Right.
It's corrupt.
It's dirty. Yeah.
Oh, nipples hard. Anyway.
Yeah, about that.
Wait, what are you saying, Pete?
I like the idea of his father just being like on a pedestal. Like Grant Morrison tried to explore the whole evil dad thing, and I didn't go for it.
Well, no, not evil dad. What I mean by corrupt, in the way that Telltale did it, was he wasn't corrupt like ha ha ha, let's tear down Gotham. It was more so not really knowing where his money was going and understanding you had to work with a few bad eggs to make to make an omelet. Like you had to
The devil you know concept.
Exactly. So it wasn't like he was legit like one of the bad guys. It was just essentially he understood the only way to really kind of succeed in Gotham is to go through.
Play along.
What is this story that you're referencing? Because maybe I never read it. I'll check it out.
It's a Telltale.
No, it's Telltale. So it was the video game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I suck at those.
They released.
Well, it's just
No, I was just going to say, Pete, it's just a decision-based game. Like, you don't actually physically...
Yeah, you don't got to do nothing except make a decision.
I mean, if my life is any indication, I constantly make the wrong decisions. So
which is why you'll enjoy it.
That's what I said to my lady about agreeing to marry me. I'm like, you made the wrong decision on that. I should leave you based on that alone.
You just look at it like, well, there's no accounting for taste.
I've always wondered if someone's just like, man, if you married me, you clearly don't know what you're doing. I wonder if that person ever goes, you know what? I did fucking make a mistake. Here's your ring.
I have to quote Groucho Marx yet again. One of my favorite lines was, I would never be a part of a group that would have me as a member.
100%. It's like, yeah, if you would have me, clearly you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Right.
Can I go back to the Thomas Wayne thing for a second?
100%.
You know, they've been chipping away at him for a while though, right? Wasn't Tommy Hush his illegitimate son?
Yeah, in one iteration of it. Yeah, in one iteration.
Oh, he's not anymore?
No, he wasn't originally when they first created Hush. I know someone played around with the concept of that.
Okay.
Well, they had
the concept was they just grew up together. They were best friends.
Right.
Because dad wanted to keep his kids close together.
Well, there was the whole thing with the Court of the Owls too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, really? What? He was an owl?
Oh, well,
his dad was part of the high society of the Court of again, him having to have his hands in a whole bunch of stuff to exist there in Gotham.
Apparently, Bruce had a brother or some shit like that.
Right. Yep.
Oh yeah, the big guy. Yeah.
Yeah. But it does feel like the Batman is leaning towards bringing us into the Court of the Owls. Which I want to see Talon in the live action. I want to see Talon.
They added him to the Suicide Squad in the comics.
Wait, say it again, Joel.
So they added him to the Suicide Squad in the comic books.
Oh, really?
Recently, yeah. They have Peacemaker now.
If you have Talon, why the hell do you need anybody else?
They have Superboy now.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. All right, so to end us, I want to get Jaydee and Pete's thoughts on two things. The first one is we do see Sasha on set in her Supergirl costume. Wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that. Jaydee, I'll start with you. Did you see her in her?
Yeah, I did. I find it weird that the capes are CG'd. So
only when they're flying.
Without the cape.
It's just like Joel said, I think it's only when they're flying. I think when they're down, I think they have the physical cape.
Because there's a picture of her with the cape on.
Right.
But it's.
I didn't see it. Everything I saw was her with the harness.
Yeah.
There's no clear picture. It's blurry. But yeah, you can see her walking around with the cape and shit. But
yeah, because I think they say, because they do a lot of live wire for the flying. I think they're saying when you have the cape on while they're trying to fly and do stuff, it just happens to get in the way too much.
Yeah, they did it with Superman too.
Right.
Okay. So there's that, and is that costume the Injustice costume or something like that?
The comic.
It is.
Yeah. A version of it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It is like Joel said. It is a version of it, but I'm gonna be honest. It looks exactly like the Injustice 2 Supergirl. The collar and everything.
Well, it looks like it's not the Injustice game. It's a comic book.
It is the comic book, right?
It's the
the comic. Okay.
It's the Laura Lane Kent version of
Superman's daughter in
right
future.
Superman and Lois' daughter in the future. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Yeah. All right. Nothing special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know if we don't know what version of Supergirl it is technically, but that's what she looks like.
To me, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. To me, I would rather it be that because you not making her blonde, and us not even knowing if this Supergirl connects to Henry Superman. I'd rather you just have her be an alternate version of a Supergirl.
Right.
And if it's the Supergirl that sticks, like becomes like the actual, what you call it to Henry Superman, I'm fine with that. They don't need to be cousins, if I'm being completely honest with you. We literally just saw it with the Supergirl show. So if you wanted to go a different route with the movie, I'm not that invested with Supergirl, to be honest with you. So cousin, not cousin, I don't really care. Just do it right, I guess. But Pete, what did you think?
Take it or leave it. Doesn't really matter. I am a little upset that she's not blonde. But I mean, the actress looks great in the outfit, so I'll bite. I would like to see this connect to Henry Cavill's. There was that Kryptonian pod that was opened in his ship, so I would like to see that harken back to that. But like, if it doesn't, it's not going to break my heart. This is Flashpoint, so I would be perfectly amenable to her being a completely alternate, even the Thomas Wayne world version of Supergirl. I don't care, whatever.
Right.
Because in that version, Superman has been locked away all of his life.
Right.
So like, all right, whatever. I mean, it's not gonna break my heart because it's just Supergirl. It's nothing crazy. Right. I'm just gonna see what they do with it and kind of roll with it. Doesn't really matter.
And then the last thing I want to ask you guys before we get out of here, we saw a set photo of Ezra's Flash with the Flash ring. Now we know that they did, not they as in Warner Brothers, but we do know the report was that Grant Gustin's Flash would cameo in this movie's Flash. I guess to give us a different point of view of the moment.
Full circle. Yeah.
So
you just made me go plaid. Sorry.
Plaid?
It's a Spaceballs reference. Thank you, Pete.
I got it.
Thank you.
I'm like, wait, what?
The multiverse.
Ludicrous speed. They've gone to plaid.
I know, the DC multiverse, but it's not jiving for me. It's not coming together. And I'm not a fan of Ezra Miller.
Well, fair.
He's not a fan of you, Jaydee. Talk to him.
I will say one thing I can never take away from Ezra is I think the movie was called The Perks of Being a Sunflower or something.
Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Wallflower, yeah.
I love that fucking movie.
Wasn't Emma Watson in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that movie. A lot of people were comparing it to a modern day Breakfast Club. I don't really agree with that, but I could see how someone of today would hearken it to it. It kind of feels just like it, but I thought the movie was beautiful. So one thing I will never say is I don't think Ezra can act. I will just say I would have no problems if Andy decided to clean up how Zach portrays that Barry Allen.
That's different. I want to see how Andy uses
okay
it.
with that. I'd be fine with that because Zach clearly wanted to make Wally. Zach did with
Amalgam.
Right. Zach did with his Barry what Mark Guggenheim did with his Arrow. Clearly, he wanted him to be someone else. And it translated in what we saw. He clearly wanted to do Batman. They told him no. So he brought us everything in Batman's world to Arrow.
Right.
So essentially, it looks like Zach wanted the mix between Barry and Wally and essentially just gave us Wally. So if Andy wants to clean that up, I'm fine with that. But I like the idea that they're sticking with that because a lot of people said when that happened in Crisis, it was just a one-off, like it was a throwaway. So I like the idea that it's coming full circle and it's from Ezra's point of view rather than Grant's. So it looks like the idea of the Flash ring he gets from Grant's Flash. It looks like the name the Flash he gets from Grant's Flash. So a lot of that I'm pretty cool with because we saw in Justice League. He's not that far along in being the Flash. So like you said, he had only pushed a few people. Like he's never really had to save anything. And that's where Justice League comes along. So I'm okay with him learning a lot from a multiverse Flash. I'm fine with that. But Pete, what are your thoughts on that?
I've always liked the Flash as a character. I like all three incarnations from from Barry to Wally to even Bart for the short-lived time that he
Very
was,
small
in
time,
fact,
yeah.
the Flash. There was like those 13 issues where he fought the Rogues, blah, 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 died, etc.
Yeah.
But they were all great. I really do still like is a strong word. I watch the Flash TV show pretty religiously. Like it'll DVR and then I'll watch it because I want to see what's going on. I haven't liked the series since maybe Savitar. But that said, I really liked when Ezra Miller showed up as the Flash. And to JD's point, I was completely against Ezra Miller. After watching Grant Gustin in the early years, not forget now, because now it's just absolute garbage with the whole Team Flash and fucking Iris has to be involved in everything and like just stand there and be pretty. Shush. I understand that's one of the most sexist things I could ever say, but just
the most sexist thing you could say.
It's not I don't want to be disrespectful to the actress herself. She's great, but the way that they write her character is fucking awful. I just can't stand her as a character. Not to say anything against Candice Patton because my God, she's beautiful and I love her.
Beautiful. I will say this to your point, Pete. I will say this to your point. Clearly, they wanted to get out of the trope of being a damsel in distress. I get it, because if there's a damsel in distress, but there is a middle ground between I have to always be saved and I'm the savior. There's a middle ground there.
And everybody got superpowers. Give it a rest.
Right.
Show called The Flash.
Right.
But like, nevertheless, I was against anybody else being the Flash except for Grant Gustin because he embodied that quirkiness of Barry. You know, when Barry was first around, or even when he first came back, for that matter. And after Jeff Johns was done with him, and he kind of didn't have that Flash rebirth confidence. But when I saw Ezra Miller in Justice League the first time when we got Whedon's half-assed one, I still liked him in that, and I admitted, like, wow, I was wrong about this kid. The kid he's got pretty damn good comedic timing to be the Flash, and it reminded me of Justice League Unlimited. And it's been a long time since I really got that kind of feel to it, especially in his interactions with Wonder Woman. And I know there was a lot of contention about the scene where he landed on Wonder Woman and like got right off, like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I actually thought that was pretty hilarious and very in character for the Flash. You know, like that happened in the cartoon. So I was okay with it.
If we know one thing, we know Zach is not too keen on
anything lighthearted at all.
Yeah, because remember what he said when the fan was just like, hey, is there a booyah in your movie? And he's like, fuck a booyah. And it's like, bro, that's Cyborg. Why would you you take that away? Like, I will say this, the way Cyborg said booyah was just as underwhelming as when they said "Go Joes" in that first Rise of Cobra movie.
Oh yeah,
they're just like, all right,
all you had to do was "Yo Joe." Like, how hard?
Yeah, how do you mess that up? But yeah, no, he should say it. He for sure should say it.
So in the roundabout way, what I'm saying is, I like Ezra Miller as the Flash, and I would love to see a Grant Gustin cameo just to kind of really bring that full circle. Mm-hmm. The geek side of me would definitely appreciate that. I don't know how much it's going to lend to the story, but I'm already in for the story because I love Flashpoint. Right. The more I've read Flashpoint, the more I liked it. And Flashpoint Batman is one of the best 3 issues of comics you could ever read. Ever.
I will say, Pete, like we had to temper our expectations with the show doing Flashpoint, temper your expectations on the movie doing Flashpoint. Because apparently it's taking elements of Flashpoint, but it's not a Flashpoint.
Don't go in thinking it's Flashpoint.
Right, it's not a Flashpoint movie. It's
just looking at what we've seen, you can tell it's not Flashpoint.
I'm out, Pete. Here's the number one way we know it's not Flashpoint. There's been no casting for Reverse Flash. We don't even think there is a Reverse.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Who the fuck is the villain?
Yeah, I'm like,
Michael Keaton's Batman is gonna be the main Batman in this movie.
Right.
I'm okay with that too.
I'm saying, but there's no 89 Batman in Flashpoint.
Exactly.
And there's no there's no Thomas Wayne. Right.
He doesn't go from Bruce Wayne to another Bruce Wayne. He goes from Bruce Wayne to
Thomas Wayne.
Yeah, which is another thing that's weird because I'm like, if you're Andy, you could have just made Keaton's Batman Thomas Wayne and said that it's an homage to the fact that he was the original Batman.
I wouldn't have liked that though, because it might as well have kept it with Jaydee, whatever, Jeffrey D. Morgan. You already had that in place.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
I'm with you.
And that man needs to be cast back as Thomas Wayne because that's a movie I need to see.
Right.
And you get Lauren Cohen playing Martha and playing the Joker because we've all read Flashpoint Batman, right? Those 3 issues.
Yep.
Holy fuck, tards! Though that is a great 3 issues.
Yeah, and that animated movie is still to this day one of the greatest animated movies of all time.
Yes,
So.
it was.
But all right, guys, that's all we got for this week's episode of Figure It Out. This is a good comeback episode. We got some good trailers.
We had fun.
To talk
a lot
about.
of information this week. Yeah.
A lot. So I can't wait to see what next week brings us. Shit. Give us more Eternals. Give us Spider-Man.
Give us more of everything.
like give us all of that. Oh, by the way, JD and Pete, I'm gonna message you guys in the group chat. San Diego Comic-Con is doing from home this year. Again.
They canceled the Thanksgiving thing.
Yeah, well, as far as I know, they just emailed me and said they're doing it from home. So I don't know if they're doing a version of it and then maybe a smaller thing later on in the year.
Because Thanksgiving weekend they were doing a live event.
So they might still be doing it, but as far as the email said, they're doing from home in July. So if you guys want to be part of that, it just asks me just to state who wants to be a part of it, and they'll add you in. So I'll talk to you guys in the group chat about that.
Oh yeah, sounds good, man. I like that. Cool.
Yeah, I just want to give a huge, a quick shout out to my boy Cleo Thomas, who was head of the Hasbro Snake Eyes event today. That was somewhat. I really don't like Rob Liefeld, so as soon as I saw that, I kind of turned it off.
I'm with you on that boat, baby.
Ouch.
Yeah, but no, Cleo did a great job. We got some. They released some figures that look like they're for like infants, like they belong in Happy Meals. For the Snake Eyes movie, I don't know what the hell that is.
Imagine my daughter will love them.
We don't need that shit. But anyway, huge shouts out to Cleo. I want to thank JD, Pete, and Joel for joining me for an all new episode of Figure It Out. We will see you guys next week. And like I said, hopefully we get something Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you're done with it. Give us a look.
There you go.
Damn.
Give me something.
Right? Give me something to chew on, right? Like, you know what? At this point, I would even take if Feige just came out and said, "There's no Andrew, there's no Toby." Just something about the goddamn movie. Just something.
That's not something.
Joel's like, "That's not what I want. I want you to say that they are in the movie." But regardless, thank you guys, and we'll see you next week. Till then, peace.
Peace.
Hello.